to Spiritual World. I hope everyone is well today. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about the book, The Success Myth by Emma Gannon. I have to admit, when I read this book, I just went, whoo, what happened? It was so powerful to me because there's so much myth that happens in this society that we don't fully process. It allowed for me to uncover something so much more of who I truly am. So a lot of times in society, the way we see ourselves is a lot of society construct. We see that we need to achieve, we have to be highly productive. Like some people, some successful gurus will just tell you, just action nonstop, 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 nonstop. But in reality, did that really lend you to the success that you wanted? And today, the book of The Success Myth by Emma Gannon will actually debunk a lot of that. I have to say, the first one that she talked about was the fame myth. Now, personally, I was really shocked because when I saw one, Esena O'Neill, she's actually an Australian influencer and she hits like 1 million of subscribers, and she actually started to cultivate her fans when she was in her teenage years. She wanted to be like one of the pretty girls. And she was trying to cultivate that, curate that, until she became one of the pretty girls. But she was no longer happy, and she was very, very anxious, and she was very depressed because she knew none of that was real. But because she noticed that it was no longer real, she actually wrote down on the caption of what actually happened. For example, it was a picture of her in a bikini. Her posing, for example, she was sponsoring for a dress or she was sponsoring for something, but actually she was taking it as if she was having a picture. But a lot of them were sponsorship, and she no longer felt she was herself. For example, she would be on Tumblr 50 hours just to answer emails and answer questions. And it really drove her very, very anxious. And one day she just disappeared when she was 19. 4 years later, we get to learn that she wanted to have a life that is real and not based on superficiality, and not things are fabricated or fake. And so now she's actually studying in cognitive psychotherapy. And that's what happened to her. And there's another very, very popular Canadian YouTuber, and her name is Ellie Mills, and I have to say her videos top notch because I just saw her video, What Happened to Elle Mills. Now this girl is very, very inspirational because since the age of 8, she wanted to be a YouTube sensation. So she has been putting a lot of her videos online and showcasing her life, her breakups, and everything about her. But then she became very stressed out. I think at the age of 19, she dropped out of university to pursue this dream, and very quickly she rose to fame. But the constant need to upload constantly stressed her out. She had so much anxiety that she said she's so unhappy, even if this was her dream. So she shut down her YouTube, and she took time to find herself. Eventually, she started to find herself, and then she actually directed a movie, and that's when she found her purpose, her passion, and she said, this is what I want to do. I want to be able to see like what my thought process was in my mind and create it. And then she found her passion. Her reason, she said, fame was actually giving her so much stress, so much anxiety. And also does happen to a lot of celebrities that because they're famous, they cannot always go out everywhere. So this is also something for you to consider. And a lot of time they feel so alone because they would sometimes maybe go to an event, but because people are maybe starstruck, and in the end they don't approach her, they're intimidated by those stars. That is something to think about when it comes to fame. And the second thing that I want to talk to you guys is about money and productivity myth. Now, a lot of us, like I said before, we often talk about, oh, productivity. We have to be productive. There's so much things that we need to do. Non-stop action, non-stop action, non-stop action. But success is not one size fits all. It's not because a guru tells you non-stop action that will work for you, because everyone's path of success is different. It's not because you listen to every guru out there to do this, to do that, to do that, it means that you have guaranteed success. No, it is their path and you have your path. Everyone has their path. And once you follow the inner intuition of where you're trying to go, you will find your path and your path to success. And when it comes to money, a lot of times people see, wow, success equals money, right? But a lot of time we have to understand money is actually a mean to buy more freedom, to have more choice, to sometimes give you some happiness, but it's not a means to all happiness. Of course not. Happiness cannot always be bought. A lot of time, a lot of very rich people, because they want to forget the moment that they're feeling sad or anxious or depressed, they will go splurge outside. Maybe they will go party, raves, they'll go like shopping, like, oh, I'm feeling so anxious, I'm feeling so stressed, I'm feeling so sad, let me go buy a purse. And it's consumerism. They look at what's outside and they don't value what's inside. So a lot of times, this is things for us to reconsider whenever reviewing the notion of success. There's another success myth that I have to say, and is so important for me on such a deep personal level, and this is ticking off the box myth. Like, you know, in society, so many people will tell you, hey, you know, you should have kids, you should have this, you should have a house, you should have a perfect job, you should have this, and you should move up the corporate ladder. This is what you should do. This is it. And a lot of time, it is what the society expectation of what you should have. But it's not necessarily a reflection of what means to be successful to you. Inside of her book, she mentioned that she had a friend that worked in the legal firm, and she quit that job after the breakup with her boyfriend. And she decided to choose a job that was less stressful with less pay. But her friends and family would say, why did you quit that really prestigious job, and why did you choose to live in a more remote area? And people would constantly question her, and she had to constantly re-justify. Now, you have to remember, your level of success is yours. You don't have to justify to other people who you are. Your level of success is yours. Remember that. Nobody could tell you how your success level should be. And one thing that Seth Godin said that really deeply, hit me was, a lot of time your family loves you so much. They don't want to see you hurt. Because they don't want to see you hurt, so they want you to follow a very traditional path, which is probably to say, okay, you should have a job and climb the corporate ladder and follow those ticking boxes. But that will really backtrack you from your creative side. And in that moment, you have to really reassess. Okay, is that what I want, or is it that something that I don't want? So whenever Godin says he only has a very small group of people that he gets feedback on, most of the time he doesn't listen to other people and he follows his inner intuition. So this is a lot of takeaway that I learned from The Success Myth by Emma Gannon. I thought it was very powerful. If you're someone that's striving and looking to achieve the level of success, go with what is inside of your heart. Create a column and write a list. What are the shoulds and what are the fun things? And try to go with seeing what's fun to you. And I hope on this journey, you really find your level of success, and not the level of success what other people tell you to do, because you are successful by your own method and not what other people perceive you to be. And with this said, I wish you guys an amazing, wonderful night. Have a beautiful night. Good night, and I'll see you next time.